What up? Top of the top. What's the business? What's popping? What's cracking? What's good? What up? Good morning. What's up? I see y'all ready. What's up? It's Tuesday, $2 Tuesday. So you gotta at least have $2 in your pocket. What's up, family? Episode 159. Alan from the UK, ASAP Auto from the Midwest, Minnesota to be exact. Grown Man P in the building. Grown Man Talkers a channel. Juicy Peach. Miss Jackie, what's up? Good morning, Miss Jackie. I have to address you correctly. Kicks of Russ. That's right, it's going to be lit today. That's right. Jeanette, what's up? Juicy. What's up, Juicy? Juice. Randy Nichols. What up, bro? I ain't going to hold y'all too long. Black Barbie, what's up? I ain't going to hold y'all. We're going to get into it today. But other than that, hopefully y'all had a good day yesterday. How y'all feeling today? You know what I'm saying? Feeling all right. Rested up, you know what I'm saying? Watching the NBA playoffs last night. Brooklyn Nets got sent home packing. My team is out of here. But other than that, because I know a lot of people don't watch sports. But we're going to be turning up today. We got some things to talk about like we always do. And today, I'm going to be talking about MTV's making of the band CHOPPERCITY, Young Chopper, whatever you want to call him. He been arrested for sex trafficking. It's not funny, but I'm trying to tell you, man, all these old rap, a lot of these rappers that didn't really make it, they taking their fame, the little bit of fame they got, and they're using it for pimping. So we got another rapper arrested for sex trafficking. But guess what? Back in the day, sex trafficking was just called pimping. And that's why I was telling y'all the other day, back in the days, it was like 3 years ago. What you did in 2019, it ain't the same no more. So in 2019, it would have been called pimping. But in 2022, it's called sex trafficking, and it holds life in jail. So young CHOPPERCITY is facing a heavy sentence because he's been arrested for sex trafficking. And we're going to get into how stupid he was and how some people just won't learn and they don't want to respect. They don't want to respect social media. They don't understand that it is a device mainly for police. Because young Chopper, he got arrested because mostly his case was built against him because of his online activity. We're gonna get into him. No funny business. Also, y'all know the teenager that fell to his death off the ride. His family is gonna be suing. Well, we already knew that. They're gonna be suing. And they're going to be holding the park accountable. I'm going to get into that. But first, let me not forget one of the major topics. What's up, Jaheem? What up? Uncle Dolph. Yo, one of the number one, I ain't going to say number one, but one of the number one topics on this show is SNOWBILLY. SNOWBILLY got a lot of people pissed off again. I seen it this morning. SNOWBILLY trending on. He trended on different platforms, so he in the news. I got to speak on SNOWBILLY today. SNOWBILLY is being blamed, and he got KAYSLAY fans pissed off because SNOWBILLY is saying that KAYSLAY allegedly died of full-blown AIDS. Disclaimer: allegedly, I don't want no problems, but SNOWBILLY made these allegations yesterday, and it's taking fire. A lot of people mad. A lot of people feel a certain way, but hey, that's what was said. So I'm gonna speak on that. SNOWBILLY always pisses somebody off. You dig? But that's what he do. I'm also gonna speak about how Elon Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion. An app that was created. Remember when Twitter was first created, you only could use 140 characters or less. Look how far Twitter has blown up to $44 billion. And the number one question is, who made Twitter so rich? Elon Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion, $54 a share. And a lot of people are happy he bought it. And I'm not going to lie, I've been paying attention. A lot of the elite, of the higher ups, they kind of pissed off he bought it because they don't know exactly what Elon Musk is going to do with it. He does a lot of what he want to do. And one of the first people to speak up was Ice Cube. And he said he was happy Elon Musk bought it. And he asked Elon Musk to please take him off for being shadow banned. Also, we'll talk about a Rikers Island inmate that got 7 years for raping another inmate. But the thing that's twisted about this story, according to the report, the 33-year-old inmate was a transgender that allegedly raped a woman. I don't know, but we're going to get into that because this stuff's starting to get weird too. What else? I'm also going to be talking about, what else? I'm also be talking about how New York City public housing, you know, they still trying to put people out for smoking weed. And we know that weed is damn near, is basically illegal right now. So we're going to get into that. Mr. X, what's popping? Danielle Walker, I see y'all. Y'all already know it's time for business. So y'all already know it's the For No Fame Live, episode 159. And let's cook. Young Chopper City, Chopper, whatever you want to call him, Chop, whatever. From making of the band. It seemed like lately all of the making of the band, people been back in the news trending. Making of the band, if I'm not mistaken, they still sell the DVDs, they still sell it, I don't know. I know they still make money off that brand. But the fact of the matter is, we know Young Chopper never made it as a rapper. He never made it. You see him in the picture over there. I look at them old pictures. I'm like, dad, dudes really used to wear fitted hats on top of do-rags, on top of bandanas. You look at the early 2000s, all that stuff starting to look weird now too. But anyway, Young Chopper City, he thought he was a pimp. He might have been pimping, but now he has put himself in a situation where he is locked up for sex trafficking. And like I said, it was a time, there was no such thing as sex trafficking. It was called pimping. It's called pimping and hoeing. But now it's called sex trafficking because they already knew a couple of years ago, or they've been studying this the past 20 years, that a lot of men have been making it, particularly black men have been making it and still making a lot of money without selling drugs, without killing, off of straight pimping. Now, the pimp game, it's a very tricky game. It's a dirty game. But in some situations of pimping and hoeing, sometimes, most of the time, the woman actually picks the man to help her make some bread. Or a lot of times the woman, she want to get down with the man because he makes that money and he know how to get the money. So a lot of time the women choose the men they want to be with. And sometimes some women do get gorilla pimp, they do get snatched up, stuff like that. But anyway, I'm not co-signing none of this, but my point is, when you're dealing with sex trafficking, that's something totally different now. See, even if you agree, even if a man and a woman agree to go get on the road and make some money, if that woman wake up the next day and say she don't want to do it no more, and she say, She can lie on you. It don't matter. She could just say you kidnapped her, you automatically charged with sex trafficking. She could say you made her do something, sex trafficking. That's it. But I'm just giving a background for those that don't understand what sex trafficking actually is. But you know, young Chopper, he tried to make a lot of money off his face. Because remember, when your face got fame, you're gonna always have females trying to get at you, or you can use your fame for clout. And that's why we seeing a lot of dudes getting locked up. Like the dude from Superfly, the new Superfly, y'all seen last week, he got a lot of time. They try to say he was raping women off of his so-called celebrity status, saying that he was using Instagram to lure women into, you know, raping them. We seen a rapper Cash Out just a couple weeks, 2 weeks ago. He got locked up for sex trafficking. They said he was using his record label as a front to trick women in and didn't have them getting money. And then when they want to go, pulling guns on them. A lot of these rappers are going broke. We already know that. A lot of them been broke. We already know that. But a lot of their last resort was trying to make money off of these females, and it's backfiring because now it's sex trafficking. And it's still funny because Ghislaine Maxwell still didn't get her time for hanging with Jeffrey Epstein and being charged with sex trafficking. But right now, a lot of dudes are getting snatched up. So MTV making of the band Chopper was arrested for sex trafficking. He was arrested in Maryland. Now, if y'all don't know, he's from New Orleans, aka New Orleans. That's where he's from. But he got arrested in Maryland. And he is being extradited to Las Vegas to face sexual trafficking charges. Now, an undercover vice detective posing as a sex worker says Chopper direct messaged her on Instagram with an apparent offer to make money. The undercover cop says they searched Chopper's IG account and noticed several posts related to prostitution and pimping, including posts where Chopper flaunted wealth and made references to being a pimp. Investigations into Chopper after seeing his social media evidence of a potential sex trafficking operation, Chopper called the undercover woman. Now, boom, they already peeped game that he might be pimping. So they got an undercover police officer to go onto his page and solicit him, basically lure him in. And he took the bait. So the police officer, they was talking in the DM, and Chopper called the undercover woman, and he bragged about, you know, frequent travels, about how he traveled the world, traveled the states. He bragging to this woman about how he got 7 homes across the country. You know, they had a phone interview, you know, so, you know, young Chopper had an interview. He interviewing this woman like he about to put her on a team, like he about to put her down. You dig? And he told the woman, you know, pack your bags. Let's go get this money. You know, meet me in Charlotte at the airport. I'm gonna be at Charlotte, North Carolina at the airport, and we're gonna get to getting this money. You know, he said she able to join the stable. So what the officer did, the undercover officer started stalling like she was scared and she didn't want to come. And they say that's when Chopper started making demands like, basically, you need to pay up, you need to pull up. You know, if you want to mess with some of this pimping, you got to pay me $22,000 off the rent. You know what I'm saying? You got to choose a pimp. You got to pay up. And then when you come to Charlotte, pay me that bread, then we'll be all right. We go get this money. So, but the whole time, this dumb clown did not know he was talking to the police the whole time. He didn't know the game. Just like some dudes don't know in the game, if you've been around this type of activity in certain locations, you would know that they send undercover officers on the track, on the blade. They send undercover officers on the block because they want a so-called pimp to try to run down and act like you pimping and you're going to get locked up. So this nigga was pimping online. pimping on, you know, Instagram and Twitter. That's what he was doing, his recruiting at, like a clown, because he was talking to a police officer the whole time. He didn't even know it. Because I'm pretty sure, you know, he saw this particular page, and I'm gonna get into that too. Some of these chicks' page you see, you think they Instagram models, a lot of them are police. Because you don't understand that police officers, they be in the gym, they work out. Back to what I was talking about yesterday, I forgot to bring that up. When I was talking about the creative Girls Gone Wild, they set him up the same way. They had an undercover police lady dressed up like she a thot, and she infiltrated his stable. Same thing, fast forward, same thing goes on. Chopper City, he was talking to a straight undercover vice detective through the gram and the inboxes. They already was watching his page. He was putting up captions of he's sending these chicks to get that money, counting up money, showing himself on airplanes, G4s, showing himself, you know, bragging about his cribs, incriminating himself all over the ground. I'm going to say it again because a lot of y'all stupid. Instagram is Facebook. You might not be on Facebook, but Facebook owns Instagram. It's the same program. Police use these devices for their works. We get on it for fun. We get on it for play, entertainment. They get on it for strictly business. So a lot of people that might be on your page now, they are law enforcement. Yeah, he might got on a nice chain. He might be fly, very drippy. Look like he doing his numbers, but he might be an undercover police officer. Yeah, shorty is bad. She got a flat stomach, a perfect ass, big titties. But little do you know, she might be an undercover infiltrating you on your page, watching everything you do. Y'all got to get this through your head. I just told you the report yesterday when they said that these apps are turning people into snitches, but it's mainly self-snitching. I'm not going to keep talking about this. A lot of y'all hard-headed. But anyway, young Chopper, he got caught up trying to pimp on Instagram. His whole Instagram page, including his DMs, is all his own incrimination. And once you get accused, now mind you, he was living in Maryland, taking chicks to Charlotte. He was going all over the place. Vegas, probably Atlantic City, New York. Once you start crossing state lines, that is called sex trafficking. The same way back in the days, if you had drugs in your trunk and you was going to get money and you went from state to state dropping off that work, that was called drug trafficking. But now they know in the last days what? A lot of people can't sell drugs because the drugs ain't moving like that. So a lot of dudes is trying to get money off of the women. And a lot of women choosing up men. They teaming up to go get money state to state. But what's happening is they cross the state lines, getting caught up in sex trafficking. Because they know in the last day that a lot of men are going to try to do anything to get a dollar. Therefore, they are closing all of the underground outlets of making fast money. Now, pay attention. I'm not saying they're going to shut off. They can never shut off the whole street money thing. They can never shut off the whole underground scene. But they're making it where you won't become rich off the streets. They making it now where you won't live a lavish lifestyle off those old hustles. Now, let me be clear. It is many, many new hustles, and a lot of them are legit. But you know, a lot of people are not savvy, and they set in their ways, and they don't want to comprehend the new forms of hustling. You dig? So let me make that clear. Hustling will never stop. Off the money books will never stop. It's just that everywhere you was taught growing up and what your peoples did before you, I say every hustle that was being done the past 50 years, because remember, I told you before, when we go back to the 70s, that's 50 years damn near. The same hustling tactics that was used in the 70s to now, meaning drug dealing, pimping, you know what I'm saying, robbing, whatever you want to call it, that shit ain't gonna work no more. because they cut all the water off. And they have turned everybody, or shall I say, they actually have more informants and people undercover working in those fields, so you will not make it. What you talking about, fam? You talking crazy. I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about. If your hustle is selling crack, 9 times out of 10, they might send 20 undercover crackheads at you. You know, you're going to have undercover police watching you. You're going to have fiends telling on you that work for the police. They cornering your market. Your plug you go re-up from might tell on you. They corner the market on you. Just told you. Or you a pimp. Well, they're going to send undercover cops at you. They might send an underage chick at you. You dig? That's how they playing the game. Every which way you made money, they on top of it. Because you got to remember, right? Let's peep this right here. The past couple of years, let's go back the past 10 years. So many people have gotten a lot. I'm gonna take it back to American Gangster, the movie. Ever since they put that movie out with Frank Lucas telling, I say ever since then, if you study, you'll see more people have been telling. So being that a lot of people have told in recent years, what that did was create a database, which was a blueprint that law enforcement has across America, but now they understand exactly how people make their money off the streets. Y'all know the same way they always trying to get hip to our slang. Every time you turn around, they saying our slang. You watch TV. That's another thing. Whenever you watch a TV and they use that slang word, just know that slang word is played out. Because now that slang word, it goes into a database and eventually it's going to go into the dictionary. It's in the federal bracket. You get it? Certain words, certain trends, they study the ways. They write it down. They put it in a database, and then they use it against you at a later date. So being that, you know, a lot of people have been making statements. People have been giving up information to organizations. My point is, every which way you can make $1 in America that's dirty, it has already been told and sold, and now they know how people move. So when young Chopper try to get on the gram, and because remember, see, a real pimp is behind the scenes. A real pimp be in a cut. You know, real pimps don't come outside till it's 12 in the morning, 1 in the morning, at night. And real pimps don't make themselves known like that. So when you see a nigga on the gram portraying to be a pimp, that's a clown. Therefore, he was able to get himself caught up in sex trafficking, because not only was he making money off of women, you dig, but he was bragging about it and boasting, showing the money stacks, talking about how he's sending them out to get it, you know, trying to floss his lavish life. And that's not the life of a pimp. That's not the life of anybody dealing in street activity. So that's what got his ass charged with sex trafficking. And this nigga is going to probably get life. He's going to get life. He's going to be facing life. And all he had to do was stick to his rap career or do something else. You see, remember, you got to remember this too. It's like once you a rapper, once you in the game, they cannot accept the fact that they didn't make it and just do something else. Nigga, the same way you had 7 cribs, you could have been selling 7 cribs. You could have been flipping homes. Why people with bread don't understand it's mad things you could flip. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If your money is right to get 5 bricks, you could flip 5 cars. You could flip a crib. You can produce your own merch. It's so much stuff you could do. But see, a lot of people, they don't want to change their way of thinking. They want to say set in their ways. A lot of legitimate companies in America right now started from dirty money. We spoke about this. It's a lot of companies now started from dirty money, straight up. But you know the difference is they knew when to get out the game and wash their hands. They knew how to shut the operation down and put that money into different organizations and pay certain city council members and, you know, pay certain unions. They knew how to get out the game. But see, certain people from the hood, they don't understand. They look, they never make an exit plan. They never have an escape plan. I'm going to do this for this amount of time, then I'm going to get out. See, that's why they say what? The average black man end up dead or in jail. What they really was saying that black men don't have an exit plan or a strategy plan when they're in the game. That's why they end up dead or in jail. And we know that what? Black people or brown people, whatever you want to call it, we know that they are not the only ones that do crime. We know this. It's just that they are the poster child because they're the only ones that think you could do crime till you're a senior citizen. That's the only difference. Other nationalities, other people, they indulge in heavy crime, but they already know it's about being legit. So they will get dirty and get super dirty as long as they got to get dirty, but they know it's that one day when they got to make that escape plan. So we know if young Chopper was on G4 flights, flashing bread, bragging on 7 cribs, we know what? He could have been got legit. So I look at the big picture. So now that man, he's in jail and he about to get extradited to Las Vegas. And that's my whole point too. This is my whole point. That's why people say a lot of time when you go to jail, a lot of them be stupid. Everybody that go to jail is not smart. Sometimes going to jail means you failed. Sometimes. You know why? Because this dude was talking back and forth with the police, conversating with the police. Therefore, you don't have no knowledge of streets. You don't even know you're talking to the police. The same way some of y'all be in the street serving undercovers because you don't study the police. You don't even know you conversate with the police back and forth, incriminating yourself, serving them up. You think they straight? They're the police. Where's your street instincts at? Where is your criminal instincts at? Told you, some people just don't got it. That's how you can serve a police officer for weeks and months and be conversating with them like everything cool, and you don't even know your ass about to get indicted. This the same way he back and forth on a gram and a DM conversation, having full conversations with the police and don't even know it. You want to know why? No street smarts. Well, I'm pretty sure it's certain words, it's certain gestures, it's certain things. Man, I know police. And like I said before, people in New York know if you really know your game, you know police come in all type of forms. I done seen police for faking sleep, faking like they bums. I done seen police in all type of apparel. And what we know what? Look for that vest. Then sometimes you might not see the vest. I've seen police with gold teeth in their mouth, chains on. Regular clothes, Jordans. Don't matter. They could be fresh to death. They could be looking like straight trash. But, you know what I'm saying? They go to school to study psychology. Therefore, they know how to psych people out. They got degrees in psychology, a lot of them. So if you ain't smart and savvy, you're going to keep being a fool and having full conversations with police, serving the police. This nigga was trying to recruit a police officer and didn't even know it. Why? Because he was on a gram pimping. Let me say it again. Instagram is Facebook. They are the same people. So, like I said, and I'm not promoting it, but it was a certain way he was supposed to communicate with this person. But not only that, he was bragging about the whole lifestyle. And when we going to get out of this world of we got to brag and show everything we got going on in our life? What happened to that thing called what? Personal business. Why everything I got, everything I do, I got to tell and show everybody what I'm doing? Why I got to let everybody, why I got to let people in my life that I don't even know? Why I got to let people in my life I don't even rock with? That's part of the mistake. So young Chopper is facing, you might as well say he's facing life in jail, and he's probably going to have sex trafficking charges in many different states because he was going from the East Coast to the West Coast and back again. He was all over the place. You know what I'm saying? interviewing the police officer over the phone, communicating, demanding money, telling her she need to hurry up and pull up the Charlotte, get your ass over here, all type of talk. So let me get into the next topic. I'll be back to Chopper City, Young Chopper, whatever you want to call him. All right, let me get into the next topic because this topic I see have been having people very pissed off. People are mad. All right. I see SNOWBILLY has been trending this morning. He is trending. And SNOWBILLY he being blamed for saying KAYSLAY had full-blown AIDS, allegedly. Alleged had full-blown AIDS. But SNOWBILLY said this on Clubhouse. Now, if people don't know about SNOWBILLY, you should know about SNOWBILLY. SNOWBILLY is the one that was behind Tekashi 6ix9ine in the beginning. Long story short, you know what I'm saying? He got shysted out the deal. But other than that, SNOWBILLY is known for saying a lot of things, making a lot of people mad. A lot of people don't agree with SNOWBILLY. And it is what it is. I'm not here to give my opinion on this situation, period. I'm just reporting on this topic because it's touchy. But I got to give us my opinion on this thing right here. Now, SNOWBILLY, he being blamed for saying KAYSLAY had full-blown AIDS. This is alleged. And people are going crazy. Now, we know that KAYSLAY was in the hospital from January. That's been reported. You know, at one point they say he was looking bad. At one point they say he was about to look like he was about to die before. Then we heard he was getting better. But we also do know a lot of people that beat C19. We know a lot of seniors, a lot of people that was obese. We know a lot of people that did beat C19. A lot of people beat C19. We know a lot of people that was on them ventilators. But this is just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a doctor. I'm not judging none of that. But we got to look at one thing. 90 days. He been in the hospital about 90 days. He's been in the hospital a long time. And really, see, like I said, I'm not no doctor, but I'm just giving my opinion. See, a lot of people, the whole key to AIDS and HIV, the key thing to that is a low immune system. A very, very low immune system that you can't even fight off a common cold. When you have a very, very low immune system, that is a form of AIDS. That is a form of HIV. Disclaimer. It's a low immune system. So when we look at how, let's just say, okay, he didn't have HIV, he didn't have AIDS. We're going to say that off the rip. If he was locked up all that time, the body is prepared to regenerate and rejuvenate after a certain amount of time. So the question would be why his body didn't power up within that time he was in the hospital in 90 days. Why his body didn't power up. Your DNA is designed to power up after a certain amount of time. Once you get a certain amount of water, a certain amount of fluid, a certain amount of rest, that's how your DNA is designed to power back up. But when you have a low immune system, a low immune deficiency, it's hard to power back up. It's hard to get the juices flowing and power back up. So my point is, we do know a lot of people that beat C19, whether they was on ventilators or not. We know a lot of people beat it. But, you know, God bless KAYSLAY, he couldn't beat C19. He couldn't beat it. He couldn't overcome it. So now when we go with SNOWBILLY say that the man died of HIV, we ain't got no facts. I ain't gonna say that. I'm not gonna co-sign that because I can't prove it. You know what I'm saying? But I understand where he's coming from. The fact of the matter that he never powered up and beat C19, that would have to mean he had a low immune system. He couldn't fight it off. You got to understand what a low immune system actually does and what it actually means. People don't know if you got a lack of iron, guess what happened? Your immune system start fading. It's a lot of things you can indulge in your body. Your immune system starts decreasing. You ain't as strong as you think you are. Some people got strong immune system. They don't never get sick, or they get sick, they bounce back quick. But this is the key thing y'all gotta remember though. And this is just my opinion. I'm not bashing that man or nothing. I gotta be clear because a lot of people be in their feelings. We gotta keep it solid. KAYSLAY used to be around a lot of thoughts. He used to be around a lot of strippers. He used to be around a lot of women of the night. And that's not saying that man was doing nothing foul. I'm not saying that man got it from them people, but it's just a fact. He was around a lot of dirty, foul women. He was around a lot of strippers, a lot of, a lot of different women for a lot of years. So that's all I'm saying. He was known to be around a lot of certain type of women. You dig? So, in my opinion, it's very nasty, this whole situation. But I understand where SNOWBILLY coming from. But you gotta have facts and proof when you saying stuff like this, because you're gonna get a lot of backlash. You dig? But for people that understand the science of people getting sick and beating sicknesses, it all comes down to your immune system. So when he say that, when SNOWBILLY allegedly said that KAYSLAY died of full-blown AIDS, and we look at how he was in the hospital so long and didn't beat C19, we could assume that his immune system wasn't as potent as it should have been because he should have beat it. So that whole situation is very controversial. And a lot of people gonna feel a certain way. I seen people pissed off. You know what I'm saying? But people so pissed. When I was doing my research this morning, I see SNOWBILLY name was in the news. You feel me? So just the topic. Now I saw people speaking on it, but I seen people, but I ain't know what SNOWBILLY said. You did, but people coming at SNOWBILLY neck and they pissed off. But you see, once again, that's what controversy do. KAYSLAY had a lot of people that loved him. KAYSLAY rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And when you pass away, people are going to have their opinion on you. That go for all of us. But we neither here nor there. We neither here nor there. The point is, we all know a lot of people that beat C19. We know people older than KAYSLAY that beat C19. We know people younger. We know a lot of people had it. We know a lot of people did die from it. But you got to remember that word compromise. A lot of people that died from C19, their body was already compromised. Remember when they was promoting that if your body is compromised, meaning you might got something else, you need to get an extra shot, you need to get the booster, you dig? Even if you had diabetes, it don't matter. If you had anything, your body was already compromised. So let's just say allegedly, if KAYSLAY had a compromised immune system, that would mean that, his compromised immune system would actually eventually lead to his death from C19. But a compromised immune system also relates to having HIV, AIDS. See, it's just a lot of wordplay, a lot of word terminology. See, people don't like that word AIDS. People don't like that word HIV. All it means is a super low immune system, basically. That's it. Allegedly, you know what I'm saying? That's super low immune system. Your blood cannot fight off what's in your blood. Your blood, your body, your DNA is not powerful. Your blood ain't strong enough to fight what's in it. And your blood is being contaminated and conquered by foreign entities. That's all that shit mean, really, in layman's terms. That is true. The ventilator did kill a lot of people. That's why you got to remember, the ventilators killed the people that couldn't breathe on their own. They couldn't breathe on their own because their blood wasn't having enough oxygen in it. Because you got to remember, when your blood is, your blood consists of heavy doses of oxygen in a form of H2O, water. So if your blood don't have a lot of oxygen, a lot of water, if it's not, like I said, it's already compromised, you'll say your blood is dirty, it's not, you ain't gonna be able to breathe like that. Why you think most people, when they die from HIV, they had that what? That cough. I call it the cough of death. When you hear that certain cough, that's that death cough. When people have that, they coughing out their lungs because their lungs are so contaminated with fluids, which is really a bacteria. Their lungs start collapsing and they die from what? Pneumonia. What is pneumonia? Pneumonia is just a form of, disclaimer, when your lungs is overfilled with toxic fluids known as dirty mucus, bacteria mucus. That's when you got that death cough. You got that cough so heavy in your lungs you can't breathe. You can't. Your lungs can't even take in oxygen because there's so much fluid in your lung. That's why you mostly see people when they die, so-called HIV or so-called AIDS, whatever. They can't breathe. They got that cough. It's their immune system. You dig? But my point is, I have no knowledge of this. So I'm not going to say that man died of HIV or AIDS, but I do understand the whole scenario on why SNOWBILLY said what he said. It's just that when you're on the internet, when you're online, when you're talking to the people, you got to be right and exact, and you got to have proof. You can't say stuff like that. You dig? But I know where he's coming from, because in a certain amount of time, your body is supposed to restructure. It's supposed to rebuild. So once 90 days of recouping, you know this from breaking a leg, it don't matter. Your body naturally, deep rest, the right nutrition, your body starts to rejuvenate. You dig? So, KAYSLAY, rest in peace. It could have just been that he was living a life of partying, doing this thing, and he never took the time out to be healthy. It could be a lot of scenarios of it. But the reason why I spoke on this, because I see this been trending, and SNOWBILLY been getting a lot of heat, and people mad. I said, I want to see why people so mad. Let me see what's going on. Then I see what SNOWBILLY said. But I understand why he said what he said. And I don't know if KAYSLAY had a wife and kids. I don't know. I don't know if he could have been just sleeping with a lot of thoughts. I don't know. But, I mean, that's life. It is a lot of people out here that still don't believe in using condoms. They say they can't feel it. But it is what it is. We neither here nor there. So, like I said, that's the topic that was spoke on. All I can say is people need to take care of themselves and keep your immune system built up. And, don't put yourself in a situation where your body is compromised. You dig? That's where it comes from. When you got a low immune system, you ain't going to beat nothing. That's just what it is. So that's my opinion on that. Like I said, man, if y'all want to get mad at me, it is what it is. I ain't co-signing none of that. Anyway, the teenager that fell to his death off that ride in Florida. Y'all remember a couple weeks ago when that young boy fell off that ride? You dig? He fell off that ride in Florida. They say he should have never been allowed to get on that ride. They say he did not. His folks, they claiming that in a new lawsuit against the park. It's going to be a wrongful death. They got the Harrod law firm, and they got your boy Ben Crump. They said, according to that ride, the young boy, his height and his weight restrictions, was a violation, meaning they already knew he was too tall, they already knew he was too big, and he was not supposed to be allowed on that ride. They also said when they did the studies at many different parks, a lot of parks got the free fall. They say mostly all of the free falls in other places, they had the shoulder harness and the seat belt. Two different things to lock you in. Now, let's go back to that footage. That's why I asked the question. Why was somebody filming that young boy? When they was filming him, you could see the harness wasn't down all the way. Now, somebody strategically filmed him before he went up in the air, and somebody strategically filmed him when he was falling down. And somebody was there with a nice crystal clear camera too. We know before the ride takes off, they do what? A check. What they do? They walk around, they pull a harness, they pull a seatbelt. They make sure all the lights, in the command booth, they make sure all the lights is where they're supposed to be at, whether they're supposed to be green or they're supposed to be red. They do the light check. They double check. But in this situation, they didn't do none of that. That's why some people feel like, they sacrificed this boy. Some people feel like that. Because it's just mighty funny when that big boy was in that seat. You could see it wasn't clamped down, and he was being filmed the whole time. Then next thing you know, he fell off the free fall. The ride called a free fall, and he took a free fall and died. So now his family, they suing. They got their own law firm. They also got Mr. Ben Crump. And y'all know Ben Crump, that man working about 10 cases right now at the same time. But his family, they're not taking that death on the chin, and they suing. So that's why if you plan on going to any parks this summer, this spring, you make sure you best be making sure all them rides is, you better make sure they legit. You better make sure they clamped in and clamped down. Because it's weird how that big boy fell off. And like I said, when I looked at one of his pictures, he had on a shirt from Boys in the Hood with Doughboy on it. Ice Cube, Doughboy. And it's mighty funny. The young boy looked like Doughboy from the movie. He looked like Doughboy from the movie. And I seen a picture with him with Doughboy on his t-shirt, a Boys in the Hood t-shirt, in a previous picture. So I'm like, man, I don't know what type of games they be playing, but his family is suing them for not protecting their son because they said his height and weight should have never been allowed to be on a ride because he was already in violation. So there you have it, another lawsuit. And Ben Crump, y'all call him an ambulance chaser. Ben Crump is back on the scene. Somebody need to Google Ben Crump net worth. That's a rich man. You talking about a clout chaser? That's a clout chaser and an ambulance chaser. Another topic, next topic. Elon Musk has bought Twitter for $44 billion. We heard the report on he was trying to buy Twitter. Next week later, he bought Twitter. So we know the saying, money talk, BS walk. Now, this is the thing what got me paying attention to it is a lot of the powers that be, they mad he bought it. They actually pissed. I seen them on the news this morning saying, well, what is he going to actually do with it? We don't know exactly what he's going to do with it. Because remember, being that he bought Twitter, he can do whatever he want to do with it now. Some people feel like Elon Musk is a mad scientist. A lot of people feel like Elon Musk is a cool dude. See, it go a lot of ways. But Ice Cube spoke out, and the first thing he said was, Elon Musk, my man, please take me off a shadow ban. You know what I'm saying? And we do know that Elon Musk deals with a heavy level of freedom of speech, and he do whatever he want to do. For those that don't know about Elon Musk, what you should know, that's the man behind Tesla. That's the man behind the electric cars. That's the man that implemented that technology where soon all your cars are going to be electric. Elon Musk is the mastermind behind all of that. You dig? So he bought Twitter for $44 billion. Now let's rewind. Let's ask the question. Who made Twitter rich? Who made Twitter rich? Who's the actual people that's always on Twitter, tweeting? And who's not going to benefit a penny from Twitter? Told y'all, man, a lot of y'all still want to comprehend through your brain that all these social media platforms are on the stock market. TikTok raked in a lot of money. TikTok raked in the most money in the pandemic. They was at like number 3, something like that. Y'all know TikTok been out. When did TikTok blow up? The past 2 years in the pandemic. How did TikTok blow up? When you first started seeing all those white families dancing and shaking and twerking, dancing like they was a group because they was getting paid. Mark Zuckerberg made Facebook for college students to communicate with each other. How did Facebook actually blow up and get rich? When who got on Facebook? Same thing with Instagram and the rest of these things. Who got the most Twitter fingers? Who take the most selfies? Who do the most Facebook, Instagram beefing? Who do the most YouTube beefing? Who's the most ones on all of these platforms? And then to turn around and say, man, they racist. They doing this to us. They doing that. They won't help us. They all Illuminati, this and that. But we love all of their devices. So that's what makes all of us hypocrites. Because we get everybody rich, and then we complain and cry when we don't get nothing. So when you see Elon Musk buy Twitter for $44 billion, all you got to know who made him rich. And all you got to do is G-check yourself and say, do I got that app on my phone right now? $44 billion off of people running their mouth and beefing all day. Man, Twitter is filthy too. Twitter be having sex, all type of stuff on there. Porn. People getting killed. All that. But Twitter sets the tone of America because Twitter sets the trends. You log on Twitter, trending topics. All of them right there today. Trending topic. My point is this. They sit back, they kick their feet up on the desk, and they just get paid off for doing nothing. Let everybody else run their mouth and let everybody else post their pictures, put your life. It don't matter. Everybody's getting rich. I would say this. I think I ain't going to be a hypocrite. I need to start investing my money into these social media platforms. Everybody need to have a stock, a share in these social media platforms, especially if you on it every day. You might as well put some investment into it. Because everybody else is eating off of what we doing. $44 billion. You got to think about that. For a damn app where people just talk. And it first started from zero, started from nothing. And built its way up. Y'all heard about the Twitter fingers? Well, the Twitter fingers made them rich. That's it. So once again, like I said, we make everybody rich. And then we complain and cry when we ain't got nothing. And this is something that ain't never going to stop. It's going to keep going on. So who is to blame? Niggas got to blame themselves. Why? That's why I said when I first started, I said at the end of the day, we supposed to be teaching the youth so to go to school and be tech savvy. Take up these trades, learn how to build programs from scratch. Learn how to make their own apps. I seen little Indian kids making their own apps. No, our kids want to be rappers, drug dealers, gangsters, and everything else. But being tech savvy ain't cool. It's lame. That's why we got to start teaching it in reverse. A lot of our kids, they like video games. They like to be online. We need to start installing them things into their brain. I was talking about biometrics yesterday. That's how video games are made, through biometrics. It's a lot of different things out here we need to be getting our kids into, because they're going to be their future. Their future going to be Bitcoin and all of that. If your teenager or your young child gets into, if you get them into computers early, building programs, man, they'll be a millionaire, a trillionaire by the time they're 21. Way bigger than a rapper. When they learn how to build a website from scratch, when they learn how to create graphics from scratch, learn how to put the audio behind the video, learn how to build up a page and then monetize it, where people can use their cards and bank account. Man, that's all the technology that our people need to learn. That's why I said there's new hustles, there's new ways of getting money. We the ones keep doing the same old stuff. We behind in time. Y'all heard about what? How smart the Asian kids are, right? We heard about how smart all these other kids are. So why other kids ain't that smart? Because they're not being taught. They worried about the latest pair of Jordans. You know, we worried about our kids being fresh to death to go to school to get brainwashed. That's what we care about. We ain't trying to reverse it and start investing into their tech savviness, putting them in the best technology schools. We don't want to do nothing tech. Nothing that's futuristic. Because in 2030, everything is going to change. So we got to start preparing the youth now for the change. Not teaching them our old ways, not teaching them how we was taught. We was taught a certain amount of solid principles. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We was taught a lot of solid principles, morals. We was taught a lot of solid ways, but a lot of the other half of the stuff we got to throw out the window. We was taught wrong. What's up, Miss Lay Jones? Good morning. Joe Kent. So my point is this. We got to look. That's why even in the celeb, it don't matter, rappers, you got to understand, remember, it's not cool to be a nerd. But all the people that was nerds back in the day, like Mark Zuckerberg, they rich now. Elon Musk, those was the nerds. That's why I told y'all the whole internet game is revenge of the nerds. The people that was so-called the nerds, the lames, they the ones winning now. How many of y'all saw the new Microsoft commercial, the new Google commercial with the two black doctors, the two black scientists, the two black young boy scientists? Twins, they twins. Twin black scientists. They are they're young, and they in the new Microsoft commercial, and they were showing how they can't dance, how they supposed to be corny. But in the back of my mind, I said, yo, them two black boys, they gonna be rich. They probably already rich. Two black twins. You see it next time you see that Google commercial, that Microsoft Google commercial, whatever it is, you'll see it. The two black twins, they scientists, young too. They're like about 21, 22, young scientists. And they were showing how they like to be on a Microsoft computer. And when they're not doing their business, they can swipe and play their video games, meaning they still play video games. My point is they was raised to be savvy and technology efficient. You know what I'm saying? Efficient. This is the new world. Well, our children can get rich off doing nothing, just pushing buttons, developing these programs. We all talk about how the kids are so smart. I know that too. You know, my daughter was on the phone at 2-3 years old doing this, and now I can put app da. We all brag about how the children are so smart. They can work the phone. We all say the same thing. But little do we know, they really using the phone to keep us stupid. Because now they want your kid to be doing everything on the phone and they don't read no books. You got to have both savviness. I know a lot of kids can work the phone, but I know a lot of kids that can't read too. They can't even read a full paragraph. They don't even know their times table. Okay, why don't you do the test? One of the kids teenagers, don't matter, anybody in your family that know how to work a phone, ask them their damn times table. and see how much they really know. Ask them what's 12 times 12, 7 times 7, stuff like that. Then you'll really see how smart they are. Ask them to name you 3. It's 99 elements on a 99 element chart. Ask that young teenager in your family that's so smart. Ask them to tell you 3 natural elements from the 99 elements table that we all taught in science. It's 99. You ask them 3. A lot of them don't even know 3. So are they really as smart as we think they are because they can work a phone, or was the phone put in place to really make them stupider? Is your child growing up to know all their numbers and addresses like you did? Remember when you had about 20 numbers in your database in your brain? You knew 20 numbers by heart? Remember when you knew at least 3-4 different addresses by heart all in your brain? Can you say your kids know that now? Do the youth, you know what I'm saying, your nieces, your cousins, do they know that now? Do they know 10 numbers in their head? They barely probably know 1 or 2. They probably don't even know 1. Keep it real. But we've been tricked to think they smart because they can work a phone when a phone ain't nothing but pushing buttons. No, what we got to teach them to do is how to make these goddamn phones and how to make these applications so they can be rich. You know, we might ain't make it to be rich, but if we get them into the tech world, they'll be rich. So it go 2 ways. You got to be street smart, book smart, and now you got to be computer smart. Those are the 3 dimensions you need to make it now. Street smarts is what I really just call common sense. You know, look both ways before you cross the street. That's common sense. Look behind you when you walk. That's common sense. See, street smarts is really common sense. Book smart, meaning in your lifetime, you got to read a book. Find something to interest everybody. If you grown and you ain't read a book from front to back, you should be ashamed of yourself. Because I know it's something you like, it's something you're interested in. My point is, reading stimulates the mind and the brain, but I ain't gonna beat up that. I ain't gonna get into that. Street smart, book smart, and now we dealing with what? Computer smarts. We all had to train how to make ourselves be smart with computers, right? But we don't know the ins and outs. We know how to use it, but we don't know how to develop it, how to create it. So being that we you know what I'm saying, we dropped the ball on that. We got to start teaching the people up and coming. We got to start getting them intrigued. You know how you get the youth intrigued with that money? Look, yo, homie, don't you know when you get, if you take up this course, when you graduate, man, you can make $250,000 a year. They're like, oh, where? I ain't know that. Yeah, you can make $250,000 a year. Just like being a doctor. Don't it make more sense to promote being a doctor to your child? And you say, look, because remember, the children know money. They're already 14, 15. Don't you know when you graduate from high school, if you get into being a doctor, you can make, you know, $150,000 a year. They're like, damn, I didn't even know that. Yeah, that's more than a rapper make. They can actually make more than a rapper by going in the right field. Instead of trying to be a rapper. Now, you can still be a rapper part-time on the side. You can still get your rap on, you know what I'm saying? But you're going to focus on being a heart technician. You're going to focus on being an x-ray technician. You're going to focus on, you know, working in a cancer patient, you know, cancer treatment, you know, location. You're going to learn how to work in a dialysis environment. See, it's not being taught to them on how much. Remember, our people told us just go to school. You go to school, get a job, but they didn't break down money. If they'd have told half of us, yo, don't you know, when you graduate, I want you to take up this course, because when you graduate from college, you're going to make $80,000. You're going to make $120,000. See? Oh, see, we know numbers. When the young people, they know money. You got to talk money to them. So if we made a lot of these jobs cool and popping, a lot of the young people there want to get into these jobs. When you tell your little daughter, your niece, don't you know if you become an RN, you can make $100,000 a year. So now they're in high school, they already got their mind focused. Look, when I get out, I can be a home health aide. You know, they could be a home health aide as soon as they graduate, or a CNA at 18. After they conquer that, year and a half, whatever, get their LPN. And by 21, they're a registered nurse. 21 getting 6 figures. But guess what? It's not being taught. Because they think if they follow the fast route of being a bad bitch and looking pretty, they can blow up. But if she don't know, the young girl don't know, you could be a nurse and still be pretty. You could be a nurse getting paid and still be prettier than and be flyer than any rap chick out there. You dig? Because it's not being taught. And when we was growing up, we was taught that the drugs was a shortcut. So we literally seen people becoming rich off of drug money, and we seen our parents struggling. So that's why we got enticed by the drug game, because we seen niggas rich off the drug game. You like, man, I ain't working at no damn McDonald's. I ain't doing none of that. Man, I see this man come home broke down, tired, feet hurting, on his back all day working for the white man. Man, I ain't doing that. These drugs make more money. That's the era I grew up in. That's the era a lot of us grew up in. Getting that street money. Before I had a job, I was getting street money. I ain't get my first job till I was like 21. Well, I was 16, 17, 18, street money. Period. But that's why I said we got to reverse it now. I ain't had nobody breaking down to me determine, you know what I'm saying, this field, you'll get that. And this field, you can get that. If you do this, you can get that. But when you talk to these kids now, you let them know, because you know your kids like fly stuff. They like the iPhone. They like to be fresh to death. They into the Gucci, the Louis. They into all of that now. But you got to teach them, look, don't you know if you take up this trade, if you become an electrician, man, you can make a whole bunch of money. Then you can have your own business one day. You dig? So we got to stop making it like it's lame, because remember, we made it like for years, we made it like it was lame to work. You a cornball. You nigga got a job. That nigga lame. See? But if you're a rapper, you cool. You popping. So everybody wanted to be a rapper, and they ended up with nothing. That's why Chopper had to still indulge in activity, sex trafficking, because the nigga still want to be a rapper, living off his rap fame. That's why I say shout out to Zab Judah. Zab Judah working in hospitals now. He used to be a boxer, but he working in hospitals now. Zab Judah got some medical under his belt. See? Straight out of Brownsville, Brooklyn. Smart, humble dude. That's the dude I know from back in the day. Dig? But my point is this. A lot of things have not been taught, and we got to reverse it, because when we see Elon Musk buy a company for $44 billion, man, he ain't no better than nobody else. It's just that man been in the tech world. He been dealing with, he been dealing with that science. When we go to school, we all have to indulge in science. Science and mathematics always be what? Some of our worst subjects. But it's science and mathematics that actually get you paid in life. It's science and mathematics will make the world go round. So we got to start reversing that. Because just because we got to certain levels, it's no stopping us from developing our kids and our family members to be great. Helping the vision. What's up, bro? So that's something we all got to do. So like you said, look, instead of destroying the youth, we got to build them up. How you build them up? You build them up by installing the right things in their brain. Let them say, yo, yeah, little man, you can do this, you can do that. But really, man, that's all right, but you need to focus on doing this. You like video games, right? Well, why don't you go to school and learn how to make your own video games? Oh, little man, you like watching movies, right? Or little sis, you like watching movies? Why don't you start learning how to write scripts? You can write your own movie. Then you invest in getting them cameras when they 15 years old. Keep them busy. Get them a camera. Get them build them up a little studio. Get them into certain things. Try to get them in the best schools. And that's not hard to do. So we can set them up for their future. They could be billionaires and millionaires. It sounds like a fantasy or dream, but really it's not. It's really not. The only difference is we was taught to say F all that. We was taught that ain't cool. That's why I say it's revenge of the nerds. We all went to school. What happened in school? We all went to school. You had people that sat in front of the class, and people like me, I like to sit in the back. Why we like to sit in the back? Because we can joke, eat candy, cheat on tests, do all type of stuff. But the nerds sat in the front, what they do? Got straight A's, listen to everything the teacher said, didn't cut school. A lot of those so-called nerds, they grew up to be great people. That's what happened to the nerds in the class. Those are the doctors, those are the lawyers, those are the computer techs. You get it? That's how it worked. The ones in the back, construction worker, jail, maintenance man, PCA, may I take your order, please? Because we thought being learning was we thought it was weak. We thought it was lame. See, we thought the smart boy was the weak man. No, the smart boy was the strong man. I told you we was taught everything wrong. That was the whole science of David and Goliath. It wasn't just that David was a small man and Goliath was a giant. David was smarter than Goliath. The small man is the strong man. The smart man, he outsmarted that man. You did? How he outsmarted that man? He shot that man in the eye with a slingshot. Took his eye out. No matter how big you are, that goes to this day. No matter how big you are, if I take your eyes out, you ain't doing nothing. If you got, I don't care how many guns you got. If I take your vision, you ain't shooting nothing. You see? Science. Science. So my point is everything is possible. That's also what was taught within that lesson of David and Goliath, that anything is possible. So we got to start programming the youth for the future that anything is possible. But guess what? What they say, you got to see it to achieve it. If it's not shown to them, how they going to do it? They don't even know about that because it ain't been installed in their brain. Only thing been installed in their brain is smoking them blunts, smelling that gas, turning up and getting lit. That's all they know. So are they to blame or are they just victims of their environment and that's all they know? So that's why I said we got to stop destroying them and start building them up. Building them up with what? Building them up with the truth and common sense. Look, little man, look, don't you know? If you play basketball, you can make it out the hood faster than being a rapper. All I got to do, okay, you like sports? It's up for me as a parent to get my shit in order, pay for my child to go to a better school, you know, pay that tuition. I'm going to blow that $1,000 anyway. I'm going to blow it on this and that, the third. Why not blow them racks on my child in a better school so they can have the right background so they can go to the pros? Because going to the pros, don't get it twisted. It's not just on talent. It's the right school your kids go to that these top organizations go do their recruiting at. You see, you pay for your kid to go to the right high school, then they'll go to the right college. Boom, the red carpet already laid out. That's why if you know about NBA basketball, you hear about the AAU programs where you might got to spend 5 G's for your kid to get in that program. And guess what? Every star that play basketball right now been in the AAU program because their parents paid the bread for them to go to them summer camps, them trainings, all of that. Your kid can do the same thing, but you want to spend that money on your own selfish endeavors. You know, we want to spend that money on what we want to spend it on. We're going to blow the $5,000 anyway. You might as well put the $5,000 for that boy to go to basketball camp. You feel me? Basketball school. So my point is we got to start. There you go, key thing, Juice. We got to invest in our children. That's right. That's the number one thing right there. The same way you blowing money or you might invest into a stock, invest in this, invest in that. You can invest into your child. And guess what? People do that too. Why y'all think, you know, you've been seeing all those movies and seeing all those scenarios of what? The white family that took in the black child and they raised them up and made him a star. Man, they invested into that black boy. They said we can get paid off that black boy. That's man, we're gonna be man. No, his family don't want him. He's from the hood, he's struggling. We'll take him and we're gonna invest in him and we're gonna make sure he goes to the finest schools. He's gonna be rich one day. He's gonna make us rich. And not saying they all didn't do it out of good intentions, but that's a real scenario. Like Jimmy Butler, play right now for the Miami Heat. He been raised by white people. It's a lot of people been raised by white people that's in the pros because they come from the hood and the ghetto. Their family couldn't provide the resources, broken homes. So some of these white families, even some of these black rich families, they say, I'll take them because they're going to take them, not only raise them right, they're going to invest into that child. You got some families, any type of talent they see in you, they will invest behind you. and make sure their child becomes something great. Your child is your investment. Now let's look at it two ways. You can invest the wrong things in your child and they become a failure, or you can invest the right things in your child, they can become great. And even though, yes, we do know when they get to a certain age, they're going to do what they want to do. But we just talking about when you got the opportunity to invest everything you got into them, that's what you're supposed to really be doing. Ain't none of us perfect when it comes to that. Yeah, a lot of us, we are, you know, we might not be with our child's mother, have our child every day. So that's different ways of working around. But for those who are blessed and y'all together and you got all your kids amongst you, it's your job to invest into your children so they be great, not average, but great. You got to invest in them so they be great. So even if they come up short, at least they'll be average. They might not make it to the top, but at least they'll be somewhere in a, you know what I'm saying, on the top floors. If you don't invest nothing into them, they're going to be under the floor, which is AKA under the jail. They're going to be zeros. So that's something we all got to do. Ain't none of us perfect from that, but that's what our family didn't do. They just told us, go to school, graduate, and that's it. That's why a lot of us graduated. We ain't know what to do after that. We like, what's next? Oh, we stuck in the hood still. No, we was taught wrong. We did. They didn't tell us when you graduate, you need to graduate so you can get a good career, not just a job. You can have a career. Why I need a career? So when you get a career, you could be on salary basis. And when you're on salary basis, you have a better chance of getting more money than punching the clock. A career, you could pick up and move anywhere and be straight. If you got a certain career, like I'm a barber, right? I can go to any state and get paid off cutting hair. But that's not my point. My point is the same thing for a doctor, the same thing for a lot of jobs, a lot of fields. When you got a career, you can pick up and go anywhere and make $1. I don't care if it's overseas. I don't care where it is. I don't care if it's in your backyard. You can make money when you got a career. Oh, you an electrician? Oh, you a plumber? Oh, you know how to put in ACs? You know how to fix air conditioners? Oh, you know how to buff floors? I don't care if it's simple as know how to do floors. You know how many hospitals, churches, restaurants need their floors done? Man, there's mad things to do when you're a technician. So these are the things we got to install in the children young so they don't grow up to be gumps. What's a gump? A person that just stuck in their brain. My point is they could develop their own apps. Our kids can make computer programs. They can do it all. They just ain't being taught. And they don't got the resources. That's all it is. They ain't no different. So we got to invest into the children. So when I speak on Elon Musk with 44 billion, my whole point is we made them rich. We made that app rich. We make all the apps rich and we get nothing in return. And how long are we going to keep doing that? I just heard, once again, we already know, I spoke on how Ukraine, y'all don't even know, basically, Ukraine get allowance money from the U.S. every month. They get a budget every month. They get allowance money. Couple billies every month. Like I said, politics, but some say it's politics. You know what I'm saying? And a tick is a blood sucker. But I went in on that because I felt like I had to go in on that situation. Because every time we turn around, whether it's Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, all of these so-called nerds and so-called nobodies that was geeks in school, they the ones becoming a rich man. They the ones getting the last laugh in the end. That's what they were showing us in all those movies, Revenge of the Nerds. In the end, the nerd gets all the women. The nerd gets all the money. That's how it worked. Everybody that's in jail wanted to be a thug, a gangster, a goon. The nerds, they still out with no felony charges. Making good money. Clean backgrounds. See what I'm saying? But back in the day, we was young. He was a lame. He was a nerd. He was a sucker. But now they the ones winning. Because now, while the gangster's locked up, his old lady, his woman, is laid up with that nerd that's smashing her every night, taking care of her, making sure she's having a good life. While your gangster ass locked up, the nerd is winning. My example. You dig? Now, this is weird right here, too. On Rikers Island, Rikers Island Jail in New York City, they said an inmate got 7 years for raping a detainee. They say the victim just finished taking a shower February 8th, 2021. That's why I'm speaking on this, because this happened last year. This happened in the pandemic on Rikers Island, not penitentiary, but a jail. Is people still getting raped? Now, the person's name is Diamond Blunt, which is so-called a 33-year-old transgender. And they saying, this is what they saying. They saying that the transgender approached the individual from behind and pushed him on the ground and raped her. Now, I don't know if the story was miswritten, but the story said that the transgender raped a woman. But I don't know if they made a mistake and said a man. It was a type error and was really trying to say a man raped the transgender. So my question is, where do they put the transgenders? If they put the transgenders with the women on Rikers now, then a woman got raped by a transgender. If they put the woman, the transgender, with the men, then a man raped the transgender. Either way, a transgender has been involved in a damn raping on Rikers Island. And it's 7 years involved. Somebody got 7 years. But my point is, how is people still getting raped in jail? Because a lot of the COs, they sold out and they turning their head and they don't care. We also heard last week about the transgender that got the 2 women pregnant in the woman's jail. All this stuff is becoming weird. They also said that all of the COs across America are corrupt. Not all of them, but it's a major influctuation of corrupt COs going on all over America. I spoke about this, how they did this. They did the homework, and they said, well, damn, during the shutdown, during the pandemic, we have made a lot of damn drug busts. So they said, how the inmates getting all these drugs and overdosing off fatty when they ain't having no damn visitors? They said, oh, come to find out, it was the COs bringing in all the work, bringing in all the drugs. So a lot of, jails, penitentiaries across America are under investigation because a lot of COs been doing dirty work. And they also say that a lot of people been getting killed, brutalized, done dirty because the COs ain't doing their job. You dig? So that's what happened on Rikers. I ain't going, that's enough of that. Also in New York City, you know what I'm saying? In New York City, right? Housing, New York City Housing Authority, the P's, the projects, the hood, you dig? They still trying to evict people for marijuana use. Even though marijuana is a misdemeanor, but if you get caught with if you get caught with trees, that greenery, if you get caught with that, and you live in the hood, you live in the projects, or you on project grounds, whatever, they evicting people, and what they doing is they trying to get that overturned because they saying it's not fair because being that weed is about to be really legal, it's really legal. They saying people in certain neighborhoods can smoke, smoke in their crib, smoke in their house, smoke wherever they want. Why the people in the projects can't smoke in their crib? Even though we know a lot of people in the projects are hard workers, pay their bills, do what they got to do, don't bother nobody. They basically trying to say it's like a discrimination. And they said it's not fair how somebody can lose their apartment over weed smoke and get kicked out for 3 years. You can't come back to New York City housing. So, a lot of people also feel like this was a technique to get people out the projects, because we do know, see, let's look at that right there. That's my point. Let's look at this point right here. Look at how they try to make the projects dirty and look down on the projects, and we know they let crime go on. So why these same projects, they turn it into condominiums in some places if the projects are so foul? See, the projects is only foul because they let it get foul. See, when they want to clean the projects up, they know how to turn the projects into condominiums. That's why a lot of projects, and in the city of New York, the state, the city's selling them condos. The same projects that niggas called greasy and grimy and dirty. Man, once you clean it up and put a little certain effort and love into the projects, they become condominiums. So when they kicking people out for smoking weed, that's just part of the agenda of getting people out the hood so they can turn them into condominiums, turn them into fly cribs. For people in the town, you know, right now, certain projects being renovated, remixed, and cleaned up because they getting them right. So after they get them right and get the projects fly, then they want to try to make excuses to put you out so they can move somebody else in. See, that's the stuff, that's the games they playing. So, you know, people say it's not fair because weed is legal right now. You know, not according to federal law, but to a lot of state and city law, weed is legal. So they say, why should I have to get put out? Because I smoke my gas. Or if somebody staying at my crib, get caught with a certain amount of weed, I got to get out. So they're trying to come down on that right there. You see Lil Twerker in the DMV. Lil Twerker says in the DMV, they've been flipping public housing for years. A lot of projects sit on prime property. That's right. That's how I go. Let's look at it. Everywhere it's projects, it's always prime real estate. Everything is always right around, close by. You dig? That's how it always is in a project. That's why you think they've been moving back to the area surrounding the projects. Why you think man, see? Let me break this down because I forgot about this. My people from Brooklyn, y'all should know this part right here. Boom. You see what Williamsburg is now. You see how Bed-Stuy is now. It's all cleaned up. But I'm going to show you what led to all of that. We got to go back like 10 years. You remember when Jay-Z brought Oprah Winfrey to Marcy Projects? Remember that? That was the cosign that the area is cool. It's good out there. And you'll see ever since Oprah Winfrey came to Marcy Projects with Jay-Z, what you've been seeing out Marcy Projects now and all around that area. So-called rich white people. People walking their Yorkies, walking their dogs, jogging, all around that Marcy area. Even though the project's still right there. Marcy, Tompkins, you dig? Still right there. P still right there. Bushwick. All that was grimy territory. Williamsburg, oh, they ain't grimy no more. But my point is, when Oprah Winfrey came to Marcy Projects, that was like the okay to the elite, to the white people, to the rich. Look, we about to clean this neighborhood up. It's good out here. Why is good? Oprah out there. Oprah went out there. It's straight over that way. That's what all that was about. That was a big marketing plot. The same way, what? Did you see right around that same time? They were selling that lie that Jay-Z owned the Nets. They lied. That man only had like 1%. But they said that to finesse the people because the people was protesting about them building the ball clay because some people don't understand in order for the Nets to play, a lot of people got evicted from their cribs. Back there off Atlantic Ave and all, you know what I'm saying, all downtown area. People was getting evicted. People was getting put out. They was making them take the bait, so they got to leave. They was pushing people out there, was living out there for years. Clinton Hills and all of that. But Jay-Z sold niggas out. I'm going to keep it real. Because they knew if Jay-Z's name wasn't in that Barclay deal, it might have not went down. But people got tricked to say, oh, Jay-Z owned the Nets. No, they put his face on it. He owned the Nets, but he was only a 1% owner. Something very small. But that was just to put his face on it. So he could make a couple dollars and shut y'all up. So you won't protest. Now you see the Nets around. Jay-Z don't be sitting at the Nets games no more. Jay-Z got low. Jay-Z came to Marcy Projects with Oprah Winfrey. They pulled that little stunt, but that stunt was really to start gentrification. Now you don't see him no more. Politics. You dig? Politics. That's right. I don't care where you from in America. If it's projects, I guarantee you around them areas they cleaned it up or they cleaning it up because they want all that back. So the question is, if they coming back to the projects, where are we going? Where they gonna put us at? That's the question. That's the $1 million question that you got to figure out. If they coming back to the projects and they coming back to the hood, where the hood gonna be at? That's the question. Like DMX said, where the hood at? You know what I'm saying? That's the game they playing. Actually, the takeover is being done right now. Because guess what? I told y'all. How they kill you now, how they going to kill you now, they don't need no bullets. They're going to kill you with finances. Kill them. How we going to kill them, man? Double the rent. Man, raise the gas. Raise their food. Man, everything they love, put an extra tax on it. That's how we going to kill them. Get them out the way. That's it. No more bullets. No more bullet war. So y'all been waiting for a revolution to fight with guns, and that's not the new war. That's not the war. And you got to remember, they make all the guns. How you going to beat them with their own weaponry? No, it's not going to work that way. The war is being fought a whole nother way. You heard about silent weapons for quiet wars. That's what you're dealing with right now. Silent weapons. What's a silent weapon? A fentanyl pill. That's a silent weapon. An ISO pill. What's a silent weapon? Like I said, landlord jacking up the rent, turning his lease into a machine gun, spray the whole building down, kill them all, get them out of here. That's the new warfare. Man, y'all better wake up. These are just my opinions, though. That's the new warfare. Finances. That's why I told you, this is one of my sayings that I heard. A wise man told me that, and I tell this to my people. I never heard somebody say they got too much money. So a lot of people say, I got this, I'm strapped, I got that. It's no such thing as having too much money. What you trying to say, fam? What I'm trying to say is it's no limitation how much money you can get. And as long as you living and breathing, get you some money and keep getting money. Because they're going to try to kill you with finances. So that's why I be trying to tell people, it ain't about knocking people, but if you sit around waiting and playing, each day everything going up, you're going to be killed. You're going to get whacked. Because why? You're going to eventually be in a situation you can't get yourself out of because of what? Because of your finances. That's right. King David says, facts, apartments going to start around 2,000 and up. We got to stop wasting money on materialism because prices go. Exactly. I'm going to be real with y'all. Y'all got to understand that. You got to be, y'all got to, we all got to keep it real. Look, man, all that fashion stuff played out. It's nothing wrong with dripping. It's nothing wrong with being fresh. But we got to understand we've been doing that for years and it got us nowhere. A fresh outfit will get you nowhere. Fresh kicks will get you nowhere. All them fresh kicks going to do is have you walking in the same damn circle. Let's be real. We got to start understanding now. We got to flip it. Stacking bread is who's popping. That's lit. Stacking bread is cool. You did everything we taught was lame. It's really cool now. So I'm trying to tell you. Everything we taught was popping. It's really stupidity. Let's look at Chopper. Look at Chopper in that picture we was on making of the band. I'm going to show you transition. Now you see how stupid we actually look back in the day? Nigga got on a fitted hat to the side, a do-rag, and a bandana. That's that. Like, if a nigga walked up on you like that right now, would you not say he looked like a clown? Then let's see how he transitioned over. Nigga still got the chain on. He upgraded to Versace. You did? But he still want to be Chopper. He still want to try to get money off women, do his thing, travel like he a rap star, want to still be on planes, on the gram, flashing bread like a rapper, still want to live a rap life. Where that shit got his ass. Facing life in jail. Why? Nigga ain't want to grow up. Nigga ain't want to change his ways. He still thought being a certain way was popping, but it's not. Don't get me wrong. The concept is change clothes. Eventually, you do have to change clothes. Eventually, as a man, you do got to put on a fresh-ass suit. You know why? Because you got to become a businessman. That's just what it is. That's the American way. If you're in America and you don't plan on becoming a businessman, you a damn fool. That's just what it is. But we was taught that what? Suits are lame. They not cool. He a clown. No, a suit represents something else. You got Armani suits. You got Versace suits. Man, you got no name brand suits. But a suit say you ready for business. And you could be straight bullshitting. But a suit means business. You get it? That's why anybody you see a business, they put a suit on. If you went to courtroom, if you went to court and your lawyer had on some sneakers and some Timbs and jeans, man, you would be like, man, I'm about to lose this case. You'll take your lawyer for a joke because he ain't got no suit on. If you go to church and your preacher got on some Jordans and some jogging pants, man, you gonna take him for a joke because he ain't got that suit on. That suit means business. But we was taught that suits ain't cool. Most of our fathers didn't wear suits. Get it? Our uncles didn't wear suits like that. But suits mean business. That's what a tie and a dress shirt really mean, business. It don't just mean church clothes. It means business. Dig? So when we see people like Chopper, and you see how he was dressing like a clown, even though back then that was the fashion, don't get me wrong, it was popping back then. But let's go back to the future. Let's go back in our past and see how he actually was looking back then. Let's see how we really was dressing. Let's see what we was really doing. And you'll see we was looking stupid. So when Jay-Z was talking about change clothes, he really was talking about changing from that attire right there. Did Jay-Z not wear the Yankee hat fitted over the do-rag? The Yankee cap tilted over the do? Did not Jay-Z not dress like that? But when he was talking about changing clothes, people didn't understand the concept. They thought he was talking about selling out and all that. No, he was talking about you got to transition over. That's why he came with the whole blueprint 1 and 2 and all of that. With the cigar, sit in the office with the suit on, showing you as a man you got to transition. Anything that don't change is over, eventually dies. That was game the nigga was giving us. So I get why Jay-Z and them niggas don't help. I get why they do what they do, because in his mind, I gave them all the recipe. I gave them the game to win. Whether they listen to it or not, that's on them. I gave them my life example to learn from me. That's why he say, Hov, you know what I'm saying? He said, Hov did that, so hopefully you had to go through that. In his mind, he was giving the game and the jewels. Say, look, you follow my path, do what I say, not as I do, and you can make it too. That's what Jay really was telling the people. To be real with you. We see this transition. That's why when they said, well, Ho, Jay, why you don't do this? Why you don't rap about that no more? Why you don't rap like that? He said, nigga, if you want the old Jay-Z, buy my old album. Nigga, I passed that. I transitioned over. See, a lot of us don't know how to transition over. We stuck. That's why I'm going to be real. That's why I said I'm going to show you how we hypocrites. Like, let's keep it. I got to keep it all the way solid. You know how dudes would be like, yo, you don't be in the hood. They'll tell somebody, yo, you don't be in the hood. You don't be on the block. You don't be outside. But you know goddamn well, if you see the nigga in his 30s, 40s in the hood, what you gonna say? Man, that nigga still in the hood. He ain't go nowhere. He washed up. Man, that nigga still in front of the building. Man, that nigga still selling drugs. That nigga still on the block. You know goddamn well a nigga of a certain age ain't supposed to really be on the block no more. Let's keep it solid. If you came out my people in the hood, if you came out right now at your crib and you seen a nigga that was on the block 20 years ago, 10, 15, don't matter, or a nigga just came out from jail, he on the block, you gonna look at him like he's something wrong with that nigga. You gonna look at him like he's a failure. Why this nigga still in the hood? Why he still on the block? Man, this nigga was on the block since I was going to school. He's still on the block. Because when you get to a certain age, you're not supposed to be on the block. You're supposed to transition to another level. You get it? You go from the shelter to a studio crib to a 1-bedroom to a 2 to a 3 to a house. You're supposed to keep going up and up. Then if you want to downgrade, you downgrade. After you made it to the top, if you want to downgrade, then you downgrade. That's why I told you a lot of them people in the hood that's regentrified the hood, they'd already made it to the suburbs. A lot of white people, they have big ass houses. They said, now we're going to downgrade. We're coming back to the hood. We don't want to pay all them property taxes. We don't want to take all them long rides for gas. We want to live right here in the city. And that's what you're seeing worldwide. They made it to the top. Now they downgraded. It's a difference. It's levels to life. Dig? It's levels. So when you see Chopper that start off as a rapper making it a band, he still in his mind was dealing with making it a band. He was just dealing with females trying to build his own stable, having a lot of women around him making money. See? Look at Chopper on the couch. See how he's sitting down, everybody from the band around him. In his mind now, he just had a lot of women around him trying to make money. But he still didn't transition his brain. That's why he got charged with sex trafficking, because he want to build a stable of hoes. Now let me do a recap. Chopper went to jail because he was doing all his activity on Instagram. The nigga was on Instagram. The police was studying his page, reading his captions, about how he's sending chicks to get that bread, showing himself on G4s, flashing money, talking about he got 7 cribs. He conversation back and forth in a DM with females whole time. He don't even know that female a cop. Nigga was talking to a police officer, telling her she need to fly out to Charlotte. He gonna meet her at Charlotte, pull up. Whole time he internet pimping, but the whole time he talking to the cops. Don't even know it. Like I said earlier, some people don't want to accept the fact that social media is the police. That's why I'm gonna say it 1,000 times. I ain't never gonna get on here and incriminate myself. See, a lot of y'all be on here snitching. You don't mean to snitch, you don't mean to tell, but a lot of y'all be telling. You just unaware of what you're doing. Some of y'all be playing detective. Some of y'all be giving to. I'm just saying, man. Some of y'all don't say allegedly. Y'all be on here doing police work. I'm just keeping it real. You might not mean to do it. You might call yourself putting the people on to certain topics, but really you are snitching. Because it's not just the people you talking to that's listening. It's higher ups and higher authorities listening to everything you say. And the certain key words you say out your mouth sets off an algorithm in their database where they start paying attention. When you say words like kill, you say words like drugs, certain words you say, gang, bang, all certain words you say, they set off alarms within the algorithm that law enforcement pick up on. Get this through your brain. I seen a special on TV how they got the Facebook, Instagram. They got a big ass computer that got all these words in a big ass database. And it sets off triggers and certain alerts when you say certain words. Why you think when you say certain words, you know, in your community, you get strike, you get in trouble. Because certain things already programmed. So that's why I say a lot of y'all be using trigger words, you really be dry snitching. But I give y'all a pass because some of y'all don't know no better. Some of y'all do. A lot of y'all be on here snitching. Straight telling. Because you got to remember, we use these devices for entertainment and having fun. They use these devices to study what we doing, what we saying, how we moving, how we think, all of that. That's what they use it for. Opposite. Law enforcement, nigga. So that's why I be telling you. A lot of people get in talking about that person telling that person. But nigga, you doing more telling. You know why? Because you do so many damn videos. Every video you telling on something or someone. You doing the most telling. So just understand that. You got to know how to word your stuff. You got to know how to say things. You know, you can't be incriminating people. You got to stop dry snitching. Stop telling. I just told y'all yesterday they did a report on people snitching at an all-time high on these apps. And we know that Chopper was self-snitching. He snitched on himself. So being that he snitched on himself, all he had to do was send that beautiful female agent at him to lock the case in. He took the bait. And now everything he did and said and conversated about is all online, all on Instagram, and all that's going to be used against him in a court of law to get that nigga 100 years. Get it? That's how it worked. That's how it worked. So it is what it is. With Chopper making the band, we ain't going to see him no more. He's out of here. Him, cash out, sex trafficking is going to be a lot more because it's the season. It's the season to take niggas off the street. That's it. Other than that, another thing I ain't talk about. I don't know if y'all saw the video. It was about that bodybuilder. That bodybuilder dude, you know what I'm saying? It says his name was Shane Post, something like that. He was shot in the torso after getting into a dispute with a neighbor over a parking spot outside his townhome last Tuesday. And he got his colon, liver, and kidney damage. And the reason why I spoke on this story because he was a bodybuilder, but you know, he got shot and his body got ruptured. And what made me think about this was like, it's like, you know, just because you big, when you big, really when you big, you intimidate people. Now, this bodybuilder, right? I'm not saying it don't mean he was the aggressor, don't mean nothing, because what they say happened was, you know, his friend was actually dropping him off. When his friend was dropping him off, he pulled in another man's parking spot, which caused the argument. And the big dude got shot. Because you got to remember, just when you big, people automatically scared, intimidated. They'll shoot you for nothing just because you just look big. And you ain't even thinking about them, but you intimidate a coward. and they'll shoot you. So when I say on this bodybuilder got shot, he was laying up in the hospital, and his liver and kidney was damaged. He's still good though. He got his colon messed up, but it just made me see how when you have a certain stature, people be intimidated from you. And then it also showed me how a nigga would shoot a nigga over a parking spot in front of his crib. And we see a lot of us saw the movie Bronx Tale where a nigga got killed over a parking spot. So we seeing this stuff play out in real life. It's getting weird. Very weird. But that's the recap on that. I'm also, I'm gonna do the recap. Like I said, I spoke on the situation with SNOWBILLY. They coming at SNOWBILLY neck. A lot of people mad at SNOWBILLY, because SNOWBILLY allegedly said that, KAYSLAY passed away from full-blown AIDS, allegedly. It's all alleged. It's all alleged information. SNOWBILLY allegedly said this. KAYSLAY allegedly died of AIDS. But this is the topic that's going on, and people feel a certain way. And a lot of things SNOWBILLY say, it is controversial. People get mad, whatever. People, a lot of people rock with Snow. I say one thing, I ain't seen nobody put hands on SNOWBILLY yet. I will say that. But with this situation, you dig? KAYSLAY was in the hospital for a long time. And like I said, it's either two things your body gonna do after a while. Either it has to rise or fall. And the only way you could be in a hospital a certain amount of time is because your body is not coming back together. Your immune system is not building up. It's not powering up to get you up out that hospital. These are just, that part I'm saying is just facts. The way the body works, the body has to rejuvenate itself. When the body can't rejuvenate itself, that means it's something blocking, it's something blocking it from rebuilding. When allegedly a person got HIV or AIDS, their body is in deterioration mode, meaning it's going backwards. It's destroying itself. It's eating itself up from within the blood throughout the body. It's shutting down. That's what HIV AIDS really represent, allegedly. That's what it represents. The body shutting down. The immune system not becoming powerful. It's actually becoming weaker and weaker and weaker to the point where, like I said earlier, a person can sneeze on you and you get sick and die when you got AIDS or HIV. So my point is, being that KAYSLAY was in a hospital for a long time, I'm not even going to go off the allegations. People say he looked bad. People say he looked sick. I'm not going into that. I'm going to go into the part where he was in there from January. It is now going on May. If his body didn't start rejuvenating from all that rest and nutrition all of this time, that could mean his immune system was compromised. Because we know people that's elders. We know people that's in their 60s that beat C19, 70s beat C19. We know people that was on ventilators for, weeks. They beat C19. We know people that caught it in the street and never went to, none of that and beat C19. So some things I know how to look at from different ways. So my point is, what SNOWBILLY said, I understand what he's saying. It's just that it's not a fact. It's not a proven fact that man died of HIV or AIDS. It's not a fact. So I would never say that. But I understand what he's saying. And like I said, it's not a secret. It's not known. KAYSLAY always had a lot of women around. He dealt with a lot of thoughts. I ain't gonna say he was having sex with all. I'm not gonna say that. But he had his magazine with a lot of, chicks, promiscuous women from that certain background. They out there. Some of them video vixens. Some might call them whores. Some might call them thoughts. Some might call them prostitutes. Some might call them whatever you want to call them. Strippers, it don't matter. But a certain type of women he did always have around him. So these are just coincidences. But it's just, I understand where all these speculations and all this stuff come from. And I'm going to say right now, it don't mean none of this stuff is facts. But I understand what SNOWBILLY was saying. He basically was saying, in my opinion, why that man didn't overcome that C19 and get out the hospital, why his body didn't rebuild after 3 months. 3 months. That's all I'm saying. Wax Dog said my aunt was on a respirator for 2 weeks behind COVID. Exactly. And let's be real. We know, all right, let's look. Then you got to look at this. You got to look at this too. Now, you know, when you go to the hospital, it's different from when a celebrity or somebody with a certain amount of money go to the hospital. They get the top-notch treatment. They get the top-notch medicines, the top-notch. They ain't just eating that food we eat in the hospital. They getting top-notch everything. Top-notch nutrition, top-notch grape juice. They getting top-notch everything because they want to rebuild them back. They want them to come back. These are facts. So I understand if that man's body couldn't rebuild in a certain amount of time, his immune system had to be compromised. It had to be, it couldn't power back up. Now, what it was stopping his body from powering back up, that I don't know. I will never speak on because I don't know. But I understand the human body, how it works. You did? I don't care if you get shot. I don't care if you drink some damn poison. It's certain things that will naturally bring your body back. If treated in the right amount of time and nurtured the right way, your body will naturally heal because that's how our DNA works, especially for melanated people. You dig? We can fight off a lot of stuff. Our body is like, it bounces back after a certain amount of time and rest. That's just how our body works. You dig? But I'm not going to sit and say KAYSLAY have full-blown AIDS, but I understand where SNOWBILLY coming from. That's all I'm going to say on that. You dig? Because I ain't got no proof, no facts. I ain't speaking on that. I'm speaking on it because that is trending. A lot of people are mad. They pissed. and that's one of the topics that's going on. Also, shout out to Mr. Hassan Campbell and WAC 100. They got the internet going crazy. They feeding the streets. Everybody got content. Everybody's eating. The saga continues. Y'all need to make a goddamn movie. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all got it going lit right now. You dig? I told you, I ain't no hater. You smell me? I'm not a hater. This stuff is getting interesting. I'm just being real. It was out of control. It's interesting now, man. This was going on. You did? I see the streets eating. Everybody's eating. Everybody numbers going up. They feeding the streets right now. The saga continues, man. Y'all need to make a damn web series or something. I'm not playing, man. Maybe in the last episode, the tape will pop out. You did? Shout out to them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going crazy. Episode 159, man. I'm done. You just pulled up. Take it to the beginning. I touched on a lot of things. I touched on a lot of topics, man. It is what it is. But one thing I'm going to say, people need to stop being so mad. You need to stop getting so tight and upset, man. You need to get you some money. You need to chill out. A lot of y'all need to lay up and get you some trim, man. You need to get you some, man, and chill out, man. Get you something good to eat, man. Why everybody so mad? I turn up, but I don't be mad. I told y'all that, man. I don't never get mad. You feel me? I don't get mad. That's all I'm saying. Everybody got to eat. $2 Tuesday, man. Go to the bar, get you a drink or something, man. Chill out. Other than that, man, we did it again. Episode 159. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody in the bushes. Everybody that pulled up in the building, tuned in. Shout out to y'all. Period. All right? We run through the chat. I'm going to slide out. I did enough. Let me slide up in this chat. See what's good up in here. That's right. They got the internet in a frenzy. I'm staying out the way. I'm just watching the saga continues. I'm trying to see what. See, I like to see the air. See, look. Even look on. I don't care Netflix, anything. Right. When I watch a series, I like to watch it when everything come out. I don't like watching episode week by week by week. I hate that. I like to watch the whole series when it's done. So even with this this internet frenzy, I want to see it when it's all out there. Like, then I'm gonna watch the whole thing. You feel me? Yeah. Everybody's eating right now. I seen pages I ain't never seen in my life doing crazy numbers, 30,000 in 2 hours. I said, damn, I ain't even heard this page. I'm seeing pages pop up I ain't never seen before. Man, they feeding the streets. Everybody's eating. And the saga continues. Is Nipsey this? Is Nipsey that? We don't know. Is the tape? We don't know. Is don't say the video, the conversation? Hey, we don't know. Entertainment, man. This is getting more entertaining than any TV show that's on in America right now. I ain't clowning. I'm being real. Straight up. Who else up in here, man? Miss Danielle Walker, what's up? Heavy set people pass from AIDS. Hold up. Heavy set people pass from AIDS. They may have been living healthy and keeping their weight, but then the disease caught up with them. That's a fact. We know a lot of people take that medication, and then it comes to a point where they can't fight no more, because once you are compromised with multiple different things, it all comes down to your blood being contaminated. Y'all know about the T cells, things like that, white blood cells. Once your blood is tainted, it can't do what it's supposed to do. That's all it is. It don't always mean, you know, because you got to remember, man, when you get sick like that, it only take one slight thing to get you sick. But it's your immune system is your protection. What's your immune system? Your immune system is basically the power within you that was given to you by God. Because God already knew that, or the Most High, whatever you want to call him, already knew that it was certain things on the earth that can deteriorate your body. So it was certain things implemented into your DNA to help you fight these things off. It's just what it is. Some of us fight harder than others. Some of us are stronger than others. That's just what it is. You got people, you can put 5 people in the same room with the same sick person, but everybody ain't going to get sick. Or if people do get sick, some people are going to recover faster than others. Some might not never recover. That's how it works. Life is very trippy. Queen of Detroit, what's up? Hold on. Been to Israel, like, what's going on in here? You're comparing someone in the hospital laid to someone outside. Would they have the same diet? Once again, it's not one size fits all. I get what you're saying, but I just made a point to you. When you're in a hospital and you got a certain amount of bread, you eating different, bro. Let me break this down. This is my opinion. If a rich person in a hospital will still eat better than a healthy person at home. You get it? Because they can eat Ruth's Steakhouse for lunch. They can eat the best salad for lunch. You get what I'm saying? They can get green smoothies. All type of the best nutrition when you got money and you're in the hospital don't matter. The only thing about the hospital provides you is good rest and round-the-clock help. So when you got bread and you go to the hospital, it's different from a person that goes to the hospital with a weak-ass insurance plan or, you know what I'm saying, Medicaid. They get top-notch treatment. They get the best. You might get regular water. They're going to get Avion. They're going to get alkaline water. So they get the best of everything. So once you've been in a hospital care and you've been getting the best of everything, you know, the best of doctors, they might have had 10 doctors come check you out. They might have flew in doctors from other places. That's how it works, bro, when you got bread. And they all do the examination. They all feel like they can't bring you back. Sometimes it is what it is. But they always going to try to do the best they can with a person that got money. They go hard. So a person in a hospital with money could get more treatment than a person in the street that's straight healthy or what, it don't matter. It's just how it works. It's different experience. Man, even in jail, my jail people know everybody in jail. It's even classifications in jail according to your bag, your money. If you a nigga in jail, you don't get no commissary, your people don't look out for you, nigga, you gonna be doing a hard bid. You got some niggas do they bid, they got everything, they live like kings. Everything is classism. Same thing in a hospital. You go to the hospital with Medicaid, you're going to be sitting your ass in that emergency room. And you're like, why they ain't call me yet? Because of your insurance. You got the certain insurance, you got the certain name, your ass go through that back door quick. Pure. It's classism, bro. That's how America works. That's why I said everything ain't racism. Some things is. Okay, I see y'all going at it in the chat. McDonald's. McDonald's is up in the building. McDonald's is trolling. Yo, Ben, they about to boot you out, man. Don't boot him out, man. Don't boot him out. Don't boot Ben out, man. But Ben, you gotta watch. Come on, Ben, man. Ben can have his opinion, man. As long as he ain't disrespecting nobody. But y'all welcome to get at Ben head. But you got to understand, Ben, it's different. Everybody got opinions, man. But I'm not saying that man died from nothing because I don't know. It ain't no fact. But I do understand how the human body works to a certain extent. And the fact is, you know, when your body is your body can rejuvenate itself from anything. That's all I'm gonna say, except for AIDS. AIDS is a deterioration of your blood cell, your organs, all that. That's the only thing you can't fight off. That's all I'm gonna say. But I ain't gonna say that man died of nothing because I don't know. So other than that, man, that's that. Like I said, some people gonna like this episode. Some people might be pissed. Other than that, I did my job. All right. Salute to the chat. Salute to the people. Everybody that tuned in. Salute to y'all. Episode 159. We made history. I'll be back again sooner or later. Y'all stay up. $2 Tuesday. Chill out. I'm Ghost. 1.